About 18 months ago, I was given this one piece of advice by a friend of mine who's probably about 2 to 3 steps ahead of me that literally changed my income ever since then. Now, this guy is making 6 figures each month, so whenever someone like that gives you advice, it's a very good idea to just stop what you're doing and listen. Now, this advice has had a bigger impact, not just on my revenue, but also on the profits of the business than literally pretty much everything else I've been doing up until that point. What he told me alone provided around a 200% increase in the revenue of my business. But not only that, my business was better in pretty much every single way. For once, I can actually say I had to work less and focus on the stuff that I actually like doing. Our revenue and profits were higher than ever before, and most importantly, my students were more happy with the service that they were receiving, and they were getting better results too. Literally everything has improved based on this feedback. So in today's video, I just want to share exactly what I've learned. And if you follow up on this, there's no reason why you can't have a 200% increase in your business too. Now, for those of you that don't know who I am and think, why on earth should I be listening to this guy? My name is Ben Alistair. I've been a content creator for over 4 years. I've posted over 2,300 videos, and I've been selling on e-commerce for the last 6.5 years. And thankfully, in both of these avenues, I was able to reach the magical 7 figures mark. Now, I'll be honest, we started off slow and made loads of mistakes along the way, but finally we got there. And my only goal on this channel is to help you make as much money as possible from your social media. So, just over 2 years ago, I was really stuck. My business was doing about 150 to 200K in revenue, but it really felt like I was hitting a wall. No matter what I was doing and what content I was creating, whether I was posting more videos or less videos, nothing really changed. And I experimented with everything. I mean, better edits, different topics, different lengths of videos, thumbnails, titles. I mean, I really was looking on what on earth am I doing wrong? I know I could be making so much more money, but nothing seemed to be working. And it was at that situation of being completely stuck between like a rock and a hard place, because on one hand, I really wanted to hire more people and get them to help me make more and better content. I wanted to have a solid team that would help me run my own Amazon FBA mentorship business too. Basically, I was looking at how can I hire and afford good people so we can take what I'm doing to the next level. The trouble is, at that point, my product was good and I was charging below what everybody else was charging because in my mind, well, we all compete on price, right? That's what people looking to buy cared about the most. The lower the price, the better. See, at that point, I was charging around £499 and I had a decision to make. Either I keep doing what I'm doing and not make any progress. I could potentially take some of the benefits away from my product so I can help more people, which seemed to me what everybody else was doing at the time. Or I could increase my prices and provide people with a much better service that I think they needed. You know, much more hands-on support and guidance so they can get better results and get them faster. The problem I had was though, I was comparing myself to everybody else. I was putting a value on my product based on what everybody else was charging. And because I was putting this number of 499, I could only do so much to stay in business. I wanted to do a lot more. I wanted to give a lot more, but I couldn't. I mean, I would be losing money every single month if I did. And when I explained the situation to a friend of mine looking for advice, desperate for some guidance on what on earth should I be doing to get myself out of this situation, he answered with a simple question. Why don't you just add another zero? And I'll be honest, that question scared the shit out of me. The idea of me basically increasing my price by a factor of 10 blew my mind. On one hand, I thought it would be amazing. I would be able to dedicate more time to this, be more present in the community, provide more hands-on support, you know, have more one-to-one calls. But it kept coming to exactly the same question. Who on earth is going to pay for this? The idea of charging more did not feel unreasonable. It felt like impossible. But then he told me, if I paid you as much as you wanted, how could you help me with my business? And I thought about it for a minute and all of these ideas all of a sudden start popping up into my head. You know, I would speak to you on a one-to-one basis. I would answer your questions within a few hours. I would keep you up to date with what's going on. I would create a community where we all get together and share ideas on what's working, on what's not. I would look and analyze through your ideas and share my thoughts on why I think it would or would not work. And as I kept going on and on and on, he stopped me and said, great, just do that. Everything you just said, do it all. And this one piece of advice completely opened up my eyes. All of this time I thought I had to compare myself to everybody else in the market. And now I felt like I was being able to get out of this box that I put myself in. I can actually provide people with the support that I thought they would value and appreciate. The support I was actually able to provide all along in the first place, but Just couldn't. What I began to realize is that what I want to do is unique to me and my situation, and I should stop comparing myself to other people in my market. They may be living in a different country, have different goals, different costs, bigger or smaller teams. I came to find out that the service that I provide should be number 1, 2, and 3 in terms of importance, and that I should price myself based on the value that I put on that service. In other words, let me ask you a question. If I charge you £10,000 and I said, if you do exactly what I tell you to do for the next 12 months and I will be there with you every step of the way until you make £100,000, don't you think that would be a good deal for you? So I went from charging $499 to charging $4,999 for a service that was not even comparable what it was before. Now, just to be clear, I did do this progressively, as I would never recommend making such a big jump overnight. However, after that conversation, all I cared about wasn't the price, wasn't how to reduce costs, and it wasn't even how many clients I need to get. My only focus was making my service the best that it can possibly be. That's it. And because of this change, we massively increased our revenue literally a few months later, which was insane. The service got so much better because I was making more money. I was able to reinvest into more people and free up my time to provide the support to people that I knew I was capable of. I hired video editors to make my videos look more appealing and professional. I hired thumbnail designers to make them stand out so much more. And I had someone within the operations to make sure that everything we do is being tracked and everyone is looked after and kept accountable. It finally started to feel like I wasn't on my own. It started to feel like I had this group of amazing people that had different skills and ideas, and in some cases were way better than me. These guys either created something or brought something into the business that I would have never been able to do so myself. And it was all because of the profit we had. Because we were servicing a much smaller number of students, I was able to have more genuine FaceTime with every single person that joined up. But the best part of this, the one that I'm most proud of, is that our students' results got better too. Instead of just providing a course packed with videos on everything they needed to know, I was there with them every step of the way, motivating them, keeping them on track, and making sure that they avoid all of the expensive mistakes that I made when I was getting started. And also, a side effect from this change that I did not expect from the improved team, improved product, improved service, their commitment got much higher too. See, at that price point, people realize that this is a substantial investment into their future that can potentially change their lives, and they have me, who has already been through that journey, there to help them. So their commitment improved dramatically. They asked more questions, took more action, and attended every single session. Everything just got so much better because of a higher upfront cost. Based on the incredible work from my team, we saw a 60% increase in course completion, and we saw on average 3 times more emails and calls booked for every single student, which, if you know anything about course completion rates, those are ridiculously good numbers. This type of decision was a win for me, as I was able to provide a much better service. It was a win for the employees as we continued to build out a team and pay them way above market rates. It was a win for the business for higher profits, but most importantly, it was a win for the students, with undoubtedly getting the best service in the market. Now, let's relate this back to you. If you are charging for a product or a service, just have a think. What is the amount of support, service, guidance, or whatever it is that you do? What does that look like? What could you do if money was no object to help people achieve the results they want to achieve? See, I believe a lot of us have this imposter syndrome, and we think maybe we're just not good enough and we should be charging what everybody else is charging. What will people think if I charge so much higher? Nobody's ever going to give me the time of day. And those type of limiting beliefs that held me back for so long, they might be a case for you too. It is the fear of what people will think that really holds you back. And the reality is this: the people who think your service is just too expensive were very unlikely to buy from you anyway. So who really cares what they think? Just picture this. You're a personal trainer. Everyone in your market is charging £200 a month, so you do exactly the same thing. Charge exactly the same price and provide exactly the same service. Then you have this new guy come in with the exact same qualifications, same age, same experience, same skills, but he charges £1,000 per month. But unlike you, he will keep the client accountable every single day. He will have them on WhatsApp. He will adjust their training and diet when necessary and do everything in his power to get the client's genuine, long-lasting results. Now, in this example, you may have 10 clients, all of whom you have to manage and keep track of. He, on the other hand, just needs 2 to make the exact same amount of money. And here's the best part. Those 2 clients with the top quality service that he is providing are much more likely to enjoy the service, get results, and something that a lot of us forget about, Bring referrals. And do you have any idea how powerful it is when somebody else is recommending your services to a potential client of yours? So please stop comparing yourself to others. Start providing the quality of the service that you know your customers will appreciate, and eventually your bank account will thank you for it too. Now, if you did enjoy this video, then make sure to watch this next one, because everything I just mentioned sounds great and simple until you hear all of the lessons that I've learned along the way of making 7 figures from social media. Check it out, and I'll see you soon.